Shire leading his Blue Devils, the top seed in ACC Player of the Year, Cam Boozer, along with the explosive Slim Evans. Ryan Odom has done an amazing job for the Cavaliers. All ACC test to Ritter at 6'9", his go-to guy, and big-time shot maker Chance Mallory. They are set to go, and so are we courtside here in Charlotte. Dave O'Brien alongside Corey Alexander, Molly McGrath. And how about this guy? Richard John Vitale. We're going to break the new guy in here tonight. Dickie, great to see you. Cam Boozer's had a great year. If he has the kind of night he's been having all season, it's tough for anybody to beat.
Well, you know, you talk about a kid that's a winner. He's got a winner's mentality. Didn't lose in high school, not losing now in college. In fact, I'll tell you this, Dave and Corey, he's got a better chance of winning that award in terms of I got a better chance of growing here than him not winning the Player of the Year. It'd be a shame. He is absolutely the best player in America. P.T. Beer, superstar like my buddy Corey.
Corey, two great defenses, two of the best in the country.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see these two teams, they do the same thing, but they do it so different. Duke will not allow you to attack their paint. Isaiah Evans, who has improved so much as a defender, will not allow you to get in that painted area, and they can switch. They can put bigger guys on smaller guys. They can put smaller guys on bigger guys. Their versatility defensively makes them elite. Virginia does it differently. They'll pressure your guards because they've got Ghana Oniyensu in the paint. He has blocked 12 shots thus far in the ACC tournament, looking for a tournament record in block shots. They want you to attack the rim.
Yeah, that's 12 block shots in 2 games. That's how good he's been.
There's only one guy who blocked shots better than him to ever wear a Virginia uniform. His name was Ralph, and I don't have to tell you the last name.
You go by one name.
Duke coming in at 31-2. Virginia looking for their 30th win at 29-4. Cavaliers win the opening tip, and we are underway. And DeRitter gets his first touch. Heck of a season, 16 points, 8 rebounds a game. Off target with his first long one tonight.
Obi, I'm not sure if I like that first shot by DeRitter. You want to be aggressive. They want to make sure that they can try to get Cameron Boozer in foul trouble. Don't settle for a jumper early. Get in attack mode to start the game.
You were very kind. That was a brick. Brick City, USA. Built buildings with those shots.
Evans. And tipped up and in by Sarr to get Duke on the board. Dame Sarr, the freshman, with the basket. They have met one time this year, and Duke won it going away 77-51 at Cameron Indoor.
That baby was over right away. Duke dominated.
DeRitter stripped, and it comes free to Sarr. And here comes Caden Boozer. Had a terrific game, best game he's had in a Duke uniform, the freshman. And the twin, as he came up with a career-high 16 last night.
And he's got a tough situation to replace a veteran player.
Slammed home by Malik Brown, the 6'9" senior, to make it 4-0.
The concerning part for Virginia right now is they have more depth. They should be a fresher team than Duke. Duke starting out with better energy than the Hoos have in the first minute and a half of this game.
Malik Thomas running into a wall there. Sam Lewis coming off 16 pretty quiet points last night. Gets his first bucket tonight.
Nice little drive right there. You talk about depth. Certainly Duke was hurt, losing 2 players. There's a not having, for example, Foster or having Gotma out able to apply.
So far, they have dispelled the 2 notions. Some believe that coming into Charlotte and John Shire's team, that they might be vulnerable without those 2 starters. The other notion was that maybe winning the ACC tournament wasn't that big a deal for them.
Well, you know what really helped them big time? Those 2 freshmen have gotten better and better. When you talk about Czar and Armenian, they really are getting better.
And they're also getting great production from this young man at the line, another freshman, Caden Boozer, who stepped up, as Obi mentioned, had a career-high 16 points in their semifinal win. But it's more important about what he's been able to do defensively. He steps right into the starting lineup, and he picks up right where Caleb Foster left off on the defensive end of the floor.
He and his twin brother, man, they don't know what losing is. They won 4 straight high school state championships. They won all kinds of things in the summer. I mean, just win, win, and win. Got that from their father, Carlos. He won a little bit too when he played.
Well, they're from Miami, and there's a famous musical artist that says, all we do is win no matter what. So maybe they picked up that motto.
Shot clock at 11 here for the Cavaliers. Malik Thomas could be dangerous beyond the three. Lewis really calling for the ball. The shot clock winding down. That's a tough shot. And he got by Malik Brown to hit it.
But here's the thing, OB. Sam Lewis has done most of his damage from beyond the three-point arc. He's 8 of 10 in the tournament thus far. He's got 2 baskets already attacking the paint.
He's got scoring ability. He really is a 3-level scorer. He's got that kind of ability.
Ryan Odom, he has accomplished so much, Dick, in year 1 at Virginia, but beating Duke, that would top everything. Virginia is 0-17 against Duke all time when the Blue Devils are the #1 team in the country.
I think a lot of people lose to Duke, but they're #1 in the country, man. Unbelievable. Double up on the side.
Boozer's pass knocked away. And Hall, the point guard, trying to penetrate around Caden Boozer for 2.
Great move by Hall. Hall plays the most minutes on the team.
Yeah, and he's maybe their most valuable player, even when you consider DeRitta's a first-team All-ACC performer. Ryan Odom trusts Dallin Hall more than anyone else on this roster.
You can see the defensive intensity is playing against Caden.
Evans has it knocked away. Here's Thomas in the open floor. Hits it.
He can do that. He can do that. Made 5 threes the other night. He can shoot the ball.
He really can, and that's Virginia's pace. They want to push the pace. They do not want allow Duke to be methodical in the half court. They're trying to speed them up. And as Boozer puts the ball on the ground, you're often going to see another body go to trap it.
Well, they're a deeper team, too. So they got to take advantage of that depth against Duke without those 2 key players not playing.
And Boozer got to guard him out there, but he front rims that 3. Brown hauls in the rebound. Caden Boozer in the paint, pops it up there. That won't drop, and a whistle on the deck with 16:25 to go here in the first half.
The one thing you look at Virginia, people don't realize this. They're a terrific, Corey, terrific in terms of offensive rebounding team.
They absolutely are. That led the ACC, 13.3 offensive rebounds a game. But this young man is also an elite offensive rebounder. Cameron Boozer going after another offensive board, and this is how he's been able to rack up fouls on opponents here in the ACC tournament. He drew 7 fouls in their semifinal matchup last night against Clemson.
Now, guys, that was the 2nd foul on Sam Lewis. He has to come out. Guy's been very productive in this tournament. We'll keep an eye on that. Boozer kicks it. Sarr is open in the corner. Caden Boozer keeping it alive. A second try. He goes 0 for 2.
0 for 3. He's playing Major League Baseball.
16:10 left in the half. 9-6 Virginia.
Ryan Odom right now not happy about the fact that the Blue Devils have been more dominant on the offensive glass than have the Cavaliers. However, he's excited about the 9-6 lead to start this one off. OB, you and I were there for the matchup on February 28th, and it didn't look this good for Virginia early in that game.
No, Duke kind of boat raced them. Had a big lead at halftime and cruised. Dakari White lost that one. So back over to Duke it goes. ACC championship, Virginia and Duke. And what is the added motivation for Duke? Molly McGrath has that in just a moment. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Willing this team to keep their energy up despite a quick turnaround from last night and Shire stressed. I can promise you this team is playing for something bigger than themselves tonight.
Dickie B's Molly, like, what happened before scooters when guys were injured? You actually had to walk into the locker room at that time.
Unbelievable. Hey, let me say this. Just think about this. An amazing situation when you think about Coach Odom. Bottom line is, on this floor, 2018, right on this floor, he shocked America when he beat Virginia, the #1 seed, and he beats them as a number 16 seed with UMBC. And here he is back on this court trying to beat Duke. Unbelievable story.
We had a little lighting problem there. That allowed Dickie B to get that story in. I don't know how you do that. You know some people in high places. Boozer up top. Duke, by the way, 0 for their last 5 shooting it, so a chilly start, a 7-0 run That could continue now for Virginia as they'll take over the basketball. A couple of turnovers early for Duke.
I think Corey, if Duke's going to really get rolling, it's got to start with the shooting ability of Evans. Because once he's making shots, create some space on the inside for Boozer to be the dominator.
But you also know that Ryan Odom knows that, so he's going to pay special attention to both Evans and Boozer. They're going to force someone else to have to beat them.
Virginia will turn it over.
But you know Corey is a great player. They can concentrate and focus all they want on you, and I'm sure they did that when you played. The bottom line, the great ones find a way to get free to make shots.
Absolutely, a long game, and he's going up against a great competitor, John Shire, who is pretty much prepared for everything. We talked with Coach Shire. He talked about he started watching film of the last game between these two at 3 a.m. After the win, they didn't get out of here until late, and it was right to work on trying to get a win against Virginia.
Boozer looking for his first. And there's the first block by Onyenso.
That's the difference, OB. When you pump fake, and Britt Aldridge talked to us earlier as Malik Brown returns the favor.
Well, Virginia is begging for a goaltend.
Yeah, that doesn't work. It's not going to happen. If they didn't call it when it happened, you're not getting it. It's been a block party on the last two possessions. Onyenso continues his dominance in the painted area, but the ACC's Defensive Player of the Year, Malik Brown, goes to get one. From that angle, OB, Virginia may have had a gripe. That may have hit the glass before Malik got a hand on it.
On the end, so he really creates havoc inside, not only with the block shot, people thinking about it psychologically when they go in the lane. He has a rule, thou shalt not enter thy lane.
Battery will kick it out to Tillis. So let him go into his bench early. Here's the dangerous Jakari White, particularly beyond the three-point line. And around and out by Hall. Rebound pops right back to White. He won't wait. He'll stick it.
He can shoot it, Dave. You know that, baby. He's been shooting here in the tournament. Oh, look at this play. That's uncharacteristic of him.
Yes, and Shire saying, calm down, everybody.
It's rare to see the Blue Devils rattle. However, Cameron Boozer looked at Darren Harris a number of times, expecting for Harris to turn around. Darren Harris is sprinting the floor, trying to get to the corners, which is often his responsibility on the offensive end. But it's rare for Duke to get off to this type of start, especially when there's a team that's been able to match them on the interior.
They had a little break the first game here, though, against Florida State. Florida State took him right to the buzzer.
Yeah, right down to the wire. Mallory will misfire on that. Boozer comes away with a rebound. That was a one-point victory for Duke, and only because FSU missed at the buzzer.
Should have drove the ball. I love McRae, but he should have went to the rack instead of shooting from the distance.
Yeah, so few chances to beat these guys. As Kate Boozer knocks it down.
His confidence has grown significantly since game one, just 2 nights ago in this building. He's become a much more confident offensive player.
All comes with playing time, baby. You get playing time, you know you're not going to come out on missing a shot.
Yeah, 37 minutes against Clemson. He's been playing a ton.
They played so well against Clemson, they really did.
Hall will lift one up there, and that didn't touch anything. Out it goes, back over to the Duke Blue Devils.
So here's Cameron Boozer and an opportunity for him to find his brother Caden. There's going to be so much attention paid to Cameron, especially in the paint. Duke's going to have to find someone that can knock down shots to alleviate that pressure.
I'll tell you one thing about Cameron. As well as he scores, as well as he rebounds, he's also got great vision and finds open people. He is so unique and so different. He is absolutely a PT Beard, solid goal. Like my guy Corey was when, did I call you a PT Beard?
You absolutely did.
I did.
I still have it on VHS tape.
Still has it, yes. A tough crowd there by Kate Boozer. Absolutely right about his confidence going sky high. Yes, 7 points early. Ball's open again, and this one was in the cylinder. It's tipped up and in by Grunlow, the 7-footer.
So, OB, here's the thing about Grunlow. He was scoreless in their matchup yesterday, but he's been in foul trouble. As their starting center, he's only played 20 minutes in the ACC tournament.
Duke with the tip in. And Hemenya, who played 29 minutes against Florida State, 31 minutes last night. Another guy who's really playing well.
Played really well last night.
White tried the scoop pass, batted out of play by Duke.
NBA scouts really like Boudreaux. Coming out of Germany, they think that he's got a chance because he can shoot the three as well.
And he's an elite shot blocker, third in the league in shot blocking. Is to go along with Oniensu, who was first in the league in shot blocking. So Virginia's rim protection has been elite all season long. But when you consider Groom, though, his ability to shoot the three, and he's a younger player, which makes him attractive to NBA organizations.
Boy, what a job Ryan's done. First year as the coach, 29-4. Only one better in the ACC record.
Lewis back in, by the way, with 2 fouls for Virginia. Ritter trying to work out of a double. Shot clock is down to 3. Off the fake, Thomas. He can't hit it. Cam Boozer now on the bench, getting a breather for Duke. So they go without the ACC Player of the Year for a bit. Harris is the open man. Well, he had a chance to bury one, couldn't do it.
Obi is just for a bit. Next dead ball under that 12-minute mark will be a media timeout. So John Shire smartly buying seconds for Cameron Boozer, knowing that he will need him for the majority of this one to win the ACC championship.
Thomas will pull up off the iron. Duke playing without Brown, who took a tumble on the other end. Caden Boozer went strong inside. Boy, he just looks like a different player.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I'll tell you one thing, Corey, what you said about his confidence is up on the way. Unbelievable ways to tackle off the bounce.
Game at 1 Eastern. Then a final automatic tourney ticket will be punched under the American Championship game.
OB, Dickie B, we have seen a different Caden Boozer to start this game. When you consider a young man that got in foul trouble early in the quarterfinal matchup, his first start at the point guard position for the Blue Devils this year. But when you think of just how he's grown in his time in the last 2 days in this tournament, a career high 16 points yesterday. He was extremely efficient. And now he's already started this game out with 7 points, 2 of 3 from the field, knocking down a 3, and at the free throw stripe for his 3rd and 4th attempts.
Missing number 1, he's an 80% foul shooter. The Boozer twins combining for 40 of Duke's 73 points against Clemson. His brother on the bench right now. And number 2, he'll drill that. So tied up at 14. All running the point for Ryan Odom. 29 wins, second most ever by a first-year ACC coach. Dickie V said an incredible year. Thomas too strong with that triple.
The number 1 guy was pulled up for the North Carolina. I think he was something like 30-3.
Yeah, he went to the Final Four that year also, and had a very good team in 1998.
Terrific team.
Yeah, Shammond Williams, Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson. I mean, that's a pretty good group.
Not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. Vince Carter was so special. So was Jameson.
Amenya trying to weave his way inside and gets a bucket.
This kid's going to be a star. He's starting to probably come back to school, and he is going to ultimately become a star. I'll get the ball inside.
And Bruno with the stuff.
What I love most about that, OB, Amenya immediately goes over to Sarr and is clapping at him about missed responsibility on the defensive end of the floor. These freshmen are growing up on the fly with more responsibility here at the tournament.
Not freshmen anymore. Are you kidding me? Is this guy serious? Hey, that's Caden. That's not Cameron. That's Caden, Corey.
Yes,
That's Caden.
10 points here in the first half. Let's go to Molly.
Well, it'll be in the last timeout. The first thing Duke head coach John Shire did was make sure every player was drinking water and electrolytes, yelling, hydrate, hydrate. He's concerned about fatigue with his team with that tight turnaround from last night. And the Blue Devils players left the arena around 1 a.m. last night. And Shire told us he started watching their last game against Virginia around 3 a.m. this morning. Everyone still looked a little tired at their shoot-around this afternoon. So that may have been the reason for the slow start for the Blue Devils.
Hey, Molly, I want to know one thing. Were you watching basketball at 3 in the morning?
I was not. I sure wasn't.
Thank God she wasn't, because she's sane. Oh, here comes Cam Boozer. Back on at the 10:38 mark. With DeRitter at the line.
DeRitter's really got to step it up big time. He's had a terrific year. 23-year-old freshman out of Belgium. They're like the All-United Nations team. They have guys from Belgium, Nigeria, from, you name it, from Germany.
That's right, Grunlow from Germany. And we're talking about Onienso at 7 foot from Nigeria. He will head to the bench.
At Dickie V, at Mr. Jefferson's University, we refer to people as first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So we're going to call him a first year instead of a freshman. Because, and the reason being, and you're not wrong, because they do list him as a freshman, but we can't let him get away with that, can we?
Boozer going over the top, and Malik Brown got his fingertips on it. And
Nice
dropped
pass.
it in.
Nice pass, though. Cameron really, like I said, does it all. Pass, rebound, score.
Quick hands, yes. Pries it free. Here's Caden Boozer again. Back out for Jimenez. He wants to go in strong. Couple of fakes. Blocked by you-know-who. Onienso with another rejection.
He had 8 blocks in one game, as Corey said earlier. That total of 12. And the last Virginia guy who did it a few times had 8 blocks, Mr. Sampson.
Yes, Obi, I remember it being a rookie in the NBA. Playing against the Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo. And he blocked so many shots in that game. Our coach at the time, Bob Hill, told us, stop going in there. And at some point, one of these coaches may tell their team to stop challenging Onienso. He's been that dominant here at the tournament.
Shot clock at 4. Caden Boozer flips it up. That won't drop. Brown trying to keep it alive. A fight for it. Duke gets it back. Sarr won't wait. And a lot of iron, but it falls away, and a whistle.
I think they're an underrated player, except in the eyes of the coaches. Malik Brown made that happen for them, the second shot they got, by just tipping the ball out.
Yes, he's not underrated in the ACC, though. The ACC's Defensive Player of the Year and 6th Man of the Year. Yeah, so in this league, they recognize it.
Well, here you go. 14 blocks in this tournament. That is a tournament record. He has been sensational. As Dick mentioned, he had 8 in Virginia's first-round win.
Got 14 blocks. We're only halfway in the first half.
A little fall away here by Boozer, and that won't drop, and he was harassed on that.
And it doesn't even account for the shots that he alters. Boozer doesn't shoot his normal shot, recognizing the shot blocker in the paint.
White's looking for that 3. He can shoot the 3, White.
There's 43%. He'll try one right here. You know what you're looking at.
Oh, scouting report, scouting report. You got to read those scouting reports.
His second 3 of the game, has struggled to shoot the basketball in the first 2 matchups here in Charlotte. But he's one of those guys, Obi, we talked about pregame. He can be an X factor. Virginia's going to have to make 3s to beat Duke. White can provide some of that punch from outside.
Caden Boozer, undaunted, goes in strong for 2 more. What a half he's having. He's got 12 points. Averaging 7, off the charts in this one. Mallory gets around Boozer and lays it in with that quick step.
As good defensively as Boozer is, that's a tough challenge, trying to stay in front of Chance to Dance.
He had 12.6 assists against Miami in that win.
You can just see the body language of Caden. It is just so confident. I mean, unbelievable.
That'll go the other way. That's against the Duke Blue Devils.
That's going to be the second on Malik Brown, and which has been a concern as Jakari White is able to go off the bounce to step back, knocking it down over top of Cameron Boozer. And on the other end, Caden Boozer avoiding the shot blocker, using his body to go high off the glass.
I'm telling you, talking about guys stock going up. This tournament is taking Caden Boozer to another level.
But opportunity. No Caleb Foster in the lineup. He's getting minutes, played 37 minutes in their semifinal matchup, and they're now playing with so much confidence.
DeRitter, Virginia has the lead by 1, and the ball. That one free. Sarr going airborne. A battle for that. It's still free at the logo, and Boozer comes away. He goes over the top and tipped in by Sarr.
What a great pass. Unbelievable right there. Tremendous play. Caden Boozer with the pass.
Broken play. Duke turns it into points.
You know, you said about taking advantage of an opportunity. There's an old saying that goes, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And he's taken them. It's not luck. He is prepared for this opportunity.
DeRitter with the rebound. Second try. Left it short with a baby hook. So Duke by one as we approach the 7-minute mark in the ACC championship. Caden Boozer kicking out for Sarr. Got a great look. Not there. Fight for it again. And Virginia wins the battle. White trying to spin on Evans, who denies him. Ball into the paint. Knocked back over the baseline. It'll be Virginia ball.
The guy that's been real quiet is Evans. Evans is going to step up.
I tell you who is stepping up. Caden Boozer getting after the basketball and making plays for himself and his friends.
Back at the ACC Tournament Championship game here with Virginia's head coach Ryan Odom. Coach, how do you continue to control the pace of this game?
Yeah, Duke's doing a good job of playing fast right now. That our press has become a non-factor. We score a basket, we've got to get up and stop them. They're killing us in the middle of the floor right now with that Spain action. But our guys are hanging in there. All right, they're battling. Would have loved to have had that 50-50 ball right there. We got to get on the floor. If we want to win this game, we got to do that. There's no question about it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Molly, thank you very much. Corey, he used the phrase Spain action. What is that?
Spain action is when you often run a middle raw screen and the roller, the person that set the screen, is getting a back screen also. So it takes away the ability to be able to help the helper. And that's the biggest concern right now, is Virginia's having a hard time identifying who to help on, especially in the painted action. That's why Boozer's getting to the rim so easily.
It's Caden Boozer. Mallory with the shot clock winding down to 1. Got to get a shot in the air. DeRitter follows his own miss, and he finishes that one.
Tell you one thing, they are rated as the best offensive rebounding team in the conference. And there's an example right there on the interior. You got to keep that big guy off the glass because he is tough. He is tough. Pat Kelsey said he's a great player and that he's a tremendous mismatch for people.
Cam Boozer back on off the fake, taking it in strong against the 7-footer, and the fake one way to beat him.
Well, he did a great job sealing off him with his body as he turned in a lane. He used that body angle really well.
But think about the number of pump fakes he needed to be able to get that shot off. And as you mentioned before, it's mental. It's something that you have to be cognizant of every time you attack the paint.
Yeah, that was his first basket, by the way. Evans has not scored yet for the Duke Blue Devils. DeRitter on the outside. Now on the inside on Evans. Shot clock again a factor. Down to 3. White gets it up there. It won't drop. And Sarr crashing in. It takes a hit as well as he got the rebound. With about 5.5 before halftime of the ACC championship.
OB, the ACC first team was huge. I'm talking about 4 guys, 6'10", but you see 2 of them battling. One DeRitter on the offensive board, and then Boozer with the pump fakes to get Oniensu to fly by and get a bucket.
First time I heard about Boozer in terms of really being a great potential college player. I got a phone call. I talked to Rick Morris. They scrimmaged. It was an exhibition. He went for 30 and 20, and he said to me, he's unbelievable. We couldn't keep him off the glass. Couldn't keep him scoring. Do you remember that at all?
I absolutely remember. There was an exhibition game earlier this year, and Tennessee scored more points against Duke than anyone this season. Scored 89.
And so far, Virginia's doing a great job on him. Boozer up against Grunlow. Boozer to Boozer. Here's Sarr free. Yes.
This kid is getting better and better. Talk about stock going up with young players. Caden, Sarr.
OB, no one's called as many Duke games this year as you. You know what? The way it's getting in this building, we can finish that point later.
Mallory with the crowd indeed making a lot of noise. The joint is jumping with a lot of Duke fans getting loud. Kick out for DeRitter. Here's Thomas. He'll drive it. Goes in strong. And a whistle on the play. That was with 6 on the shot clock. And a foul against the Duke Blue Devils.
Tell you one thing, I met a guy today in the lobby. It's his birthday. Clarence, he's a Duke guy. And watch this play right here. Kick out Czar. Unbelievable two-man play. But Clarence, his wife said, it's his birthday. And the only present he wants is Duke to win the championship.
That's all.
That's his only present.
All right. We'll see if they deliver what Clarence wants. We'll see if he gets Thomas at the line, 75%. Emmanuel with the foul.
Obi, to my point earlier, you call more games than anyone when you talk about Duke throughout this season. You remember Dame Sarr early in the year where he was hesitant to shoot the basketball, and oftentimes when he did, it didn't turn out well.
Right.
Look how quickly he shoots the basketball now. We talk about Caden Boozer's confidence skyrocketing. How about Dame Sarr and what he's done really in the last 10 games or so on the offensive end of the floor?
He's gone from being a one-way player, a defensive player only, to now a guy who can hurt you with the ball.
I'll tell you one thing, now that's natural for a lot of freshman kids. They come in psychologically, and they want to live up to expectations. And it takes time. It takes time.
Boozer really battling. It comes out free. Loose in midcourt. Cam Boozer picks it. Emmanuel from the corner.
Should have given that back right to Boozer.
Yes.
Give and go. You should have given that right back to him.
Virginia down by 2 with the ball. Lewis, no. Duke crashing the glass. Sarr going down the seat of his pants. It's
look at it, look at it. Tell me they don't want it. Tell me they don't want it.
And
my God.
That goes back to Ryan Odom's comment earlier. Duke was faster to the 50-50 balls than Virginia has been earlier. Dallin Hall leading the way for the Hoos. He's going to get on the floor. He doesn't mind the knee burns and playing hard out here.
Tell you, a championship's a championship.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball brought to you by Principal. Let our expertise round out yours.
Tons to talk about. Crazy finish in the A-10. Champs crowned in the Big 12, Big East, but maybe the most important thing, we got Journey playing, which makes Coach Boeheim happy.
And I can't even dance, so, you know, I'm trying.
Don't sell yourself short, Coach. Don't sell yourself short. And we have a game here at Spectrum Center between Duke and Virginia right now, two-pointer.
Yeah, the way that both of these teams are battling defensively, you got to bring your big boy pants in this one.
Coming up at halftime, Coach Joel, Luke, myself will have it covered. OB, Corey, it's yours until then. Don't stop believing either, okay?
No, we never do. Although you won't catch any of us dancing at this table, that's for sure, Tim.
I spoke to Jim Boeheim earlier tonight. I'll tell you, Jimmy looks good, feels good, and man, did he overachieve in marriage. That's all I'm going to simply say. Big time.
So did you.
Yes, so did I.
The first time they met, Duke led at the half, 41-26. And they cruised to an easy victory. That's not happening tonight. Here in the ACC championship game. On the cut underneath, Evans will knock it down.
That's coming out the ball. Is that his first basket?
It is.
Evans' first score at 32 the other night. They got to get him involved. Nice look, though, to make that happen. You know, movement without the ball, it's like a lost art.
Because trainers don't teach that, Dickie B. They only teach having the ball in your hand.
That's right. You're right about that.
Thomas. Grad out of Fontana, California with the drive, just kept on motoring.
Oh, he went right by Cameron. I mean, he just blew by 2 guys.
We're talking to Griff Aldridge, the associate head coach for Virginia. They talked about you want to attack Boozer. You got to make him work on both ends of the floor. And you saw Chance Mallory do it once, and now Lewis attacking off the bounce as well.
Well, the fly swatter, Onienso getting ready to come back onto the floor now. Boozer will flip it to Evans. Evans gets himself a shot, drains it, a 3.
He can get hot quickly, but what a pass. That was a terrific pass across the defense. Great vision, knowledge, great IQ to know the open man to the weak side.
Ritter looking for an answer. Long one coming for Lewis, short. The high rebound popped out. Caden Boozer beats everybody to it and dunks it.
Oh, baby, what a night he's having. What a night he's having. Hey, my name is Caden. It's not Cameron. My name is Caden. And are you serious, Caden? What a coming out party for this kid.
14 points tonight in the first half. Biggest lead tonight for Duke as they lead by 7. 2 minutes to go before the break. All on Evans. Gave up the dribble. Tipped out of bounds. And that's going to be off of Virginia. It's going to be Duke ball.
How about How about this play by Isaiah Evans? After the jump shot, he knocks down the 3 ball, but on the defensive end of the floor, he's the one that tapped the ball out ahead for Caden Boozer to get the dunk. And Carlos CC excited on the sideline.
Great call right there, Corey. But let me tell you this. Uncle Mo is on their side. And I'm going to tell you this to Virginia. These next 2 minutes are vital. They cannot let Duke open up and get double-digit lead.
And we've seen it so many times this season. And all those great teams with Coach K in the past.
Oh, Coach K. Special, man. I'll never be another Coach K with those 1,200 wins.
And that's going to go the other way. So no basket, and the foul will go against Isaiah Evans.
It got Slim with a moving screen on that possession.
His first.
Wait. Well, look at this kid, Caden. He's got some lift. Watch
this.
The
screen. Yeah. Oh, no. Caden absolutely has bounce.
With the left hand. Doesn't count, but it looks good. It looks good.
Well, the timing on his surge here to become a next-level player is vital for Duke. Paul with a determined drive. He'll draw the foul.
You're right, Obi. It's vital for this reason. You're Duke. You know this, Corey. Their goal is not like many teams getting excited. We're in the Sweet 16. They have one goal. One goal and only one goal. To win it all. To win the national title. And when you got 2 guys on the bench, they hope to get Gumby back. They think that he will be back. He hasn't really been, practicing with the team. Like you said, we don't have much practice right now. No. But they think he will be back.
All they're doing is playing games.
Yep. The bottom line is their goals are different. Their goals are expectations of people. I asked Coach Danny Stein about the pressure with the expectations. He said, I'm my own self. I have pressure, but nobody pressures me, obviously.
He looked at you and he said it's all internal.
Yeah. He's such a great guy. I mean, he represents everything you want your coach to have. And so is Ryan.
Now Shire trying to make it back-to-back doubles, winning both the ACC regular season and conference tournament crowns back-to-back years, but they throw this one away. And now there's going to be 6 turnovers, but Duke up by 5.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Blue Devils on the last 2 possessions. We talked about the crucial point that this is for Virginia, but now with the 2 free throws and the opportunity now to score on this possession as well, Ryan Odom's team gets right back, possibly within 1 possession.
I think he's going to go inside with the winner. I think he's going to get some touches. Get the ball in the big guy. He's all ACC. Strong, tough.
Mallory back for Hall. He'll fire it up there. And Brennan from 3-point line.
I think they'll take that.
I think you're right.
He's got 7.
I'll take 3 over 2 any day of the week. You have to go to Harvard to figure that out.
Boozer and Mallory. Good battle there. And tipped on a play by Mallory.
We saw Chance Mallory absolutely take the basketball away from Trey Donaldson last night. And a beautiful find from Chance Mallory. And Dallin Hall knocks down the 3 ball. And just a glance back at the Blue Devil bench. He's letting them know the Who's are here.
We talked about the locker room today with Coach Shire. There's nothing worse than a parent watching their child go through that disease. Please help us raise money. It goes to the V Foundation. V.org/MyTyRock.
Evans moving inside. It hangs on the iron and spins in.
Used every part of the iron to be able to get that shot to go down, but more importantly, challenge the shot blocker.
He woke up, really. He didn't have any points for the last 2 minutes. All of a sudden, he's got what does he have, 7?
That's 7.
7. My guy John Madden is going to definitely deliver for me. They did it right there. Our stat guru.
So the last 17 seconds before the break. And Virginia hold for the shot. Duke up by 4. And what has been a terrific first half of this ACC title match.
Well, it's the 2 best teams in the conference.
Onyenso to dribble down. Finishes that. Duke with a chance maybe for a heave. Here it is by Evans. Going to be short. So that's our score at halftime. A tight one. Completely unlike the first time they met at Cameron Indoor. 38-36 Duke.
Nope. Not used to seeing the other Boozer being the star of the first half. Molly with Coach Shire to talk about.
Coach seemingly every time Virginia punched, you punched back. What did you like about your team's response in that first half?
Well, it was a big-time half. I mean, they're really good. They put a lot of pressure on you. I thought we had some good moments, and then, I wish we would close the half better, but that's how this game is going to go. It's a game of runs, and we got to answer now in the second half.
26 points in the paint for you. How are you able to find so much success attacking the basket?
Well, I thought we did a really good job just decision-making, attacking the paint when we can, when we have the advantage, and then when we don't, making good kicks, and guys being ready to shoot.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Well, that feels like a championship is on the line between Virginia and Duke. That's the way that was played. Some outstanding basketball. Looking forward to the next 20 minutes. Right now, to the studio, Taylor and the gang to size up. You're watching the ACC Men's Basketball Tournament presented by T. Rowe Price. Ready for the second half. The trophy on the line between Duke and Virginia, and a slim lead for the Blue Devils, the #1 seed, against the #2 seed. Time for tonight's Experts at Work, brought to you by Principal 1.5 out of Caden Boozer.
And when you consider hearing Boozer had 14 points, 2 assists at halftime, you would expect for it to be Cameron. But it was not. It was his twin brother, Caden, who was in attack mode the entire first half, getting downhill, taking on the challenge of going up against the shot blocker, coming up with 50-50 balls, making plays for his teammates and himself. For Virginia on the other end, it was a balanced attack. Malik Thomas attacking the rim. Off the bounce, Dallin Hall doing the same, finishing in the painted area. And Jakari White with the nice behind-the-back 2 3-point field goals for him in the first half.
But Dickie V, can Duke win it this way with Cam Boozer just 2 points so far?
Well, remember this. We sat here, opening game for Duke, the Nick Vitale Invitational. You and I did the game with Jay Billis. He had 0 points at halftime. Cameron, he came back and got 15. So don't count this guy out. They got to get him involved. They will not win this game unless he gets a double figures.
He scored a double figures in every game this season, all 33. So far, a quiet contest for the man who's the favorite to win the National Player of the Year.
And that's a testament to Virginia's defense, what they were able to do. But I'm not sure they were expecting to see the others step up the way they have when you consider Caden Boozer, Amenya, and Sarr, the freshmen. And great evening.
Isaiah Evans started to get going late in the first half. Trying to get past Hall, banging there on his way into the paint. Flips it up. It won't drop for him as we go to Molly.
Well, Virginia head coach Ryan Odom stressed that Caden Boozer is getting into the lane too easily because their defense is putting too much attention on Cam Boozer. He said Caden is getting downhill. We need to slow him down at the point of attack, pressure him, make him feel uncertain. And he said the issue is Cam Boozer is setting such great screens for his brother. They've been playing together their entire lives, and we have to battle that chemistry because they play so well together.
Playing a 2-man game here. Malik Brown with the theft a moment ago. And they go right to Boozer. Brown with a nice feed. Out for Evans. He's open. Got it.
That was great execution. What efficiency in that offense. To find the open guy who's capable of making shots. Too many times teams get the ball to the wrong people. Guys that can't make shots. That guy can make shots.
Well, and they've been able to get the basketball in the middle of the floor to playmakers. When you've got a number of playmakers, it makes it help.
The Ritter decided not to shoot it in the lane. Lewis, nice soft touch to knock that down. We came on the air talking about him. 16 points, 5 rebounds in the semifinal, that he can be an X factor.
He absolutely can. And shooting 50% in the tournament. Over 50% this game. They came in shooting 80% in the tournament from the three-point arc.
Scouting report says there's no doubt about his shooting ability.
Boy, Brown just lost it. It flipped out of his hands. And Virginia with the ball down 2. Second half of the ACC Championship. Brought to you by T. Rowe Price here in Charlotte. Our last night in town, Dave O'Brien, Corey Alexander, and the great Dick Vitale. Grunlow back for Thomas. Off the head fake. All the way through for 2.
That's a big-time move right there. He really attacked. He gave them the triple threat position. Defense came at him, and he went with the jab step into the basket.
But Grunlow was hesitant to shoot the 3. You see he's playing with a heavily taped wrist. And so the injury to his right wrist has taken away his ability to shoot the basketball.
Evans, no. DeRidder with the rebound, triggers the break. Thomas wants to go downhill all the time, and he's going to draw a foul in the opening minutes of the second half.
I'll tell you what, you stride. Wow, that place opened up, man, opened up. He went right to the goal, got himself a deuce.
Caden Boozer with his first foul. Ryan Odom, last couple of years at VCU.
Did a great job on 51 games while there.
He did.
Also did a super job, and he was at UMBC, Utah State. Talked to his dad. His dad was so proud. 22 years of Coach Dave Odom. There he is with his lady. Dave did a terrific job for 12 years. And yes, coached a guy named Tim Duncan.
Remember him well.
Wake Forest. We talked stories today about five-star camp, Howard Garfield. He had a story about me that was off the charts. I mean, I don't know where he got it. But he said he picked me up at the airport. I don't know. I wanted a pair of sneakers.
Wait a minute. You didn't slip in the story under the rug? You didn't like, hey, you didn't even tell this. This is a great story about me. There's a lot of great stories about you. Sarr up top. Caden Boozer coming off 14 in the first half. Finds his brother. The shot from the corner. Knocked down by Emmons. And look out. He's getting going.
Offensive efficiency. What about the pass right there? What about the awareness of Cameron Boozer to know where Evans was on the floor? He does a great job passing the ball, Corey.
Lewis again, way downtown for three. Great touch, yes, Tim.
We got a real unbelievable game going on. The intensity, the feel. It's March Madness, man. The greatest time of the year. No need, Mr. President. No need. I know your heart's in the right place. President of the NCAA keeps talking about expanding. Why expand? This thing is golden. This doesn't need any help. Go out there and take care of some of the problems in college basketball.
Duke looking to attack here, and it's Boozer to take the foul. That was with the shot clock winding down. And he'll be headed to the line. Talk about his recognition.
Well, I think the pass was great. I think the shot was even tougher. You think about this, all right, Boozer makes the right find. Isaiah Evans goes straight up in the air to catch the basketball, lands, and back up to knock down that three. As someone who's missed a lot of shots like that, I can tell you that is extremely difficult to knock down that corner three.
Especially when the defense was closing in on him. He was closing out. However, that pass was unbelievable.
Boozer at the line will make 78%. He drew 7 more fouls last night. The brothers have done a tremendous job the last couple of nights, but tonight it's been Caden Boozer with 14, and his brother held to 2 so far.
But I'll tell you one thing, Obi, he may be held to 2, but his presence on the floor helps every other player for Duke. The spacing they get, the passing, he did 5 assists. I mean, he's just not contributing. He's at a bad day scoring-wise.
Well, you heard Molly's report from Coach Odom talking about that Virginia was paying so much attention to him and was opening up opportunities from others. But the scouting report is to do everything you can to control Cameron Boozer. He's doing his job, helping his teammates be successful.
Lewis on him to the baseline. Mallory wants to fire. Got it.
He's an underrated player. Plays hard all the time. Cerebral. Quick.
Thomas as he pries it free. Lee Thomas waiting for a shooter. Mallory will settle him down. Thomas going in strong. It hung on the iron. A fight for that Duke ball. Quite a battle here. 15:41 to go. Virginia surging into the lead.
Virginia's energy on the defensive end, allowing them to bust out to a 4-point lead here in the AC Tournament Championship.
Get a dandy going here. 49-45 Virginia. One of the things I love to do during the break is spy on Dickie V's phone, just to see who's texting him. Kenny just came up. Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, Kenny Chesney, just a terrific person. He helps me so much at my gala. He's got a heart of gold, and what an entertainer. I mean, you can talk, I like all kinds of music. You name music, I like it. I go from all of them, Sinatra right down, Tina Turner, etc. But Kenny Chesney, to me, is the most entertaining guy in concert. Fills up stadiums. And I've been his guest on a number. In fact, he uses me on the opening talking about him.
No kidding.
Yeah, about the opening shot.
You rattle off all these names. These are people you've actually spent time with, had dinner with. Oh, tremendous block. High out of the sky by Lewis to deny Duke an easy basket.
It's not just Oniensu and Grunlow. They've got other guys that could go get one as well. When you talk about Virginia being the best shot blocking team in the nation.
Let's see if DeRidder gets going. He's been held to 4 points. So the two stars, Cam Boozer and Tess DeRidder, have been quiet, but the other guys have really picked it up as we go to Molly.
Well, in the last timeout, Virginia coaches were really emphasizing more ball pressure and active hands. They especially want to keep Isaiah Evans from heating up.
Wow.
On the inside with a couple of rejections.
On the SO right there says, no, Mr. Boozer. Don't bring it in this lane. Thou shalt not enter the lane, man. Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? I'm a shot blocker deluxe.
4 tonight. He has had an incredible tournament. And denying Duke downstairs 49-45, but the Blue Devils with the ball.
You know, if they win, he might be the MVP of the tournament.
He has a strong chance of coming home with that trophy, especially after the defensive performance that he has had throughout every game of this tournament.
Well, he came out to guard Boozer, can't hit it, and a foul on the play. With 14:56 to go, and Virginia grabbing the momentum.
OB, I want to talk about all the access we've gotten throughout this tournament. When you consider the hard work that Molly has done along the sidelines, and shout out to all the sports information directors that we've had here at the ACC tournament, but we've had the best do his last game at the ACC tournament. The great Chuck Walsh from Florida State is retiring after this season.
Very sad about that. Once again, Oniensu right on the back of Boozer. The flip for Mallory. He'll take it right to the 10 and kick it out for White, and he's on the line. That's a turnover.
You know, you mentioned Chuck Walsh. Just worked so hard for so many years, as all the SIDs. I mean, the SIDs have made me so many times with information that has helped me and helped many analysts. There's no doubt about it. We're lost without those guys.
Gonna miss him dearly. Boozer up high. And so 5 blocks officially in this game now. Went for another swat. Virginia in transition.
Not so much the block there, but psychology-wise, psychologically, he affects players.
White with a pull-up tray. Caden Boozer with the rebound.
Getting to get more attention in this half.
Boozer straight on. Yes, sir.
He can shoot the 3, man. He can shoot the 3. He's going to be a very good NBA player. I think he'll be top 3 in the NBA draft, with number 1 being DeMonza, probably Peterson, and then Caleb Wilson.
Corey had a good comp with him last night. Christian Laettner, that ability to come out and do exactly what he did. Ball penetrates and kicks. Mallory with a shoulder now, trying to wriggle free. It won't drop. Rebound punched out for Hemenia. Hemenia will attack, and he'll draw the foul. What a pace.
The physicality, the toughness, the tenaciousness is unbelievable.
But this pace, OB, favors Virginia. They want it to be a faster game. They don't want to allow the Blue Devils to set up that half-court defense. And even though Hemenia has an opportunity to go to the free throw line to take the lead for Duke, Ryan Odom will prefer this pace for the remainder of the game.
Well, because also he's a deeper team, number 1. So fatigue, physical, really to wear down. Duke's limited in terms of bench strength.
Duke only playing 7. With Hemenia knocking down that one. Hall with his 3rd foul, by the way. Evans heading back to the bench. He has heated up. And back on Malik Thomas for Virginia.
Dickie B, we were talking with Coach Shire earlier today, and he was talking about he looked out against Florida State at one point, and they had a group of 5 on the floor that not only had they never played in a game, they never practiced together with that group. And so they've had to come up with different ways to not only preserve their players and get rest, but also to try to get stops.
Well, Duke by 1. Virginia with 7 blocks, and Onyenso has 5 of those. Harris sticking right with White there. Into the 7-footer, got it up there, drew the foul. He'll be at the line. Hey, we've got you covered on Selection Sunday in a big way. All starting at 6 Eastern. Sports Center on ESPN. Reese and the guys will take a look at the field of 68. And followed by bracketology, a breakdown of each region. Then at 8 o'clock, the women's field of 68 revealed with a complete breakdown of every game at 9 o'clock Eastern.
You see the women's right there? I think of one word. Gino, Gino, Gino.
Gino Auriemma, another great team, as he bids for yet another national championship.
You know, I see that there. It's starting to be March Madness, the real March Madness. So special. I hope they don't expand. I hope they don't mess with this. Don't mess with something that's golden. Go out and fix some of the issues in terms of like the NIL and get some stability in terms of transfers. NIL, I love the NIL, but have some rules. It's wacky what's going on out there.
This game is wacky. We've had 13 lead changes already with 13 minutes to play. Can Cam Boozer get going? Well, he finds Harris. Rebounded underneath, and a block by Onyenso. Another one. This is number 6.
He was at Kentucky for a while, then he went to Kansas State.
Caden Boozer going right back at him, and another one.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
We got a block party here tonight. We got a block party. Are you kidding me?
It's a one-man show.
Wow.
Lewis, short. Onyenso went for it and tipped it out of play, so it'll be Duke ball.
I'm going to quote my former coach, Bob Hill. Stop going in there messing with that man. OB, he is blocking everything they take into the painted area. The same possession, he blocks Caden Boozer's shot twice. Onyenso has been dominant.
Yeah, great timing. Great timing.
5 blocks already in the second half of this game. And he didn't start in the second half, Dickie V.
You know, Corey, you saw him all year. Has he been doing this all year?
Boozer inside, denied. He's looking for a foul. Mallory off to Thomas and a triple. Rebound tipped and controlled by Duke on a run out. Harris going strong and takes a hit too as he made the shot. He goes to the line.
Well, he leaped out there in transition. Got himself a layup. This is one intense battle, man. They're number 1 and 2. Anytime you play for a championship, I don't care what it is. You play for a championship, whether it's checkers or whatever. You play your best. You play with pride. You play with passion.
So Harris will be at the line to shoot. The sophomore from Virginia. Onyenso getting a big hand from the Virginia faithful as he goes to the bench. So does Mallory, at least for a moment. But he has had a spectacular tournament. He's already had 2 games this year where he's blocked 8 shots. One of them in this tournament. He's now at 7 and counting. So a star is born here. The ACC championship record for him. And a long way to go tonight. DeRitter slamming in, and that's going to be a blocking foul. That'll go against Duke at 11:51 to go. Duke on top, 53-51.
It's sounding like Cameron/JPJ here in Charlotte.
To you by Cintas.
Well, the spotlight has shone brightest on Ugonna Onyenso in this tournament, already setting a blocks record 2 games in, and it's continued to dominate the paint defensively. 7 block shots for him thus far this evening.
You know, Duke has taken 16 shots since halftime. He's blocked most of those. They've blocked 7 of those shots. Amazing.
Well, block party, no question.
And the 7 blocks, where it said on that graphic, ACC championship record, they're talking about the 19, because he had 8 in the quarterfinal round, so he's not even at his own record yet.
So Duke has to try another way. 53-51. Lewis, Rulo could not finish.
Tried it up with the big guy. They consider him a second-round draft choice from out of Germany. He can shoot the three. That's what makes him dangerous at his size. Looks today in the NBA, they love having those big guys step out and make that perimeter shot.
But Dickie V. Grumo also has 3 years eligibility, so he can come back to college. He doesn't have to go into the NBA draft.
Pull up Pop Harris. Never got there. So Virginia with an opportunity to tie or take the lead as we approach the 11-minute mark in the ACC championship.
They're going to bounce to their step, Virginia. They feel we're going to win this game. You can just see by the bounce they have.
Number 1 against number 2. Exactly the way it ought to be. Right downstairs for Lewis. Fake, back it in.
That's pump fake. All you young kids out there playing a game, learn to use the ball fake and the head fake. Use it. Many times guys are dropping something on the floor when you do that.
Evans and Cam Boozer about to check back in now for John Shire. And Molly, you were in there on the huddle.
Yeah, John Shire was trying to calm down his team. He said, I promise you, we will win if you throw yourself into defending and rebounding. He said Onienso is going to contest everything in the paint, so if you drive more to pass. There are opportunities outside.
That's similar to what I said, right? Stop going in there with that guy.
Exactly what you said. Emenya just buried a 3 a moment ago. Duke on top by 3.
You can see why he was a great California high school recruit. Scholastic superstar. Emenya. I see him get better and better as a Seaman czar.
Now the Harvard Westlake High. They're in shot clock down to 3. Caden Boozer lost it. Got to get a shot in the air. Nearly banked it in.
That went in. Wow. You say, ouch.
Onienso about to check back in for Ryan Odom in Virginia. Oh, will pull up and pop. A line driver won't go. And a foul with 9:25 to play.
They're going to get Malik Brown on that one, holding DeRitter. Malik Brown's 3rd foul as Cameron Boozer will check back in for Brown.
People don't realize the importance of a guy like Malik. His defensive presence on the floor has played a role in the way with certainly DeRitter really struggling offensively.
Well, just voted ACC Defensive Player of the Year and 6th Man of the Year.
And Jim May, I'm saying, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. I had him at Deuce.
Mallory, too strong. And Hall tried to save it. It's going to be Duke ball here.
Well, Obi, one of the things we talked with John Shire about pregame, as great as Malik Brown is, he's so much better when you have Patrick Gungba to be your starter. Yeah. He talked about how Patrick Gungba really had been consistently their 2nd best player this season, not only from his scoring, average double figures, but also his playmaking at the top of the key, his shot blocking, and his rebounding.
You know, I think it's going to be very tough to say maybe there's a chance if they got to the Final Four to force it to be back. But they're going to need Gungba. I don't think really, when you think about winning a national title, they need him on that floor.
Cam Boozer going right into the chest. And so another block.
Oh, man.
He is absolutely relentless.
He's going to go to bed tonight.
And Lewis will land in on the other end, so they turn that into points.
Turn it to points. I'll tell you one thing, Lewis can score, but it all started right down here with the defensive play.
But that's the way Virginia wants to play. Off of the block shot, they can play fast and score before Duke sets up that stingy defense.
That Duke has tough time getting back defensive transition.
Saw open underneath, gonna finish that.
Where did the pass come from? I mean, he's like a point guard out there when you look at Boozer.
But also, it brings Onienso out of the painted area when he has to guard Boozer beyond the 3-point arc.
Lewis, a triple on the way. Yeah, great touch.
This is a really good quality Virginia team. And no doubt about it, Ryan has done an incredible job. I can see how his dad was so proud today, speaking on the phone.
Lewis now is 17.
Ryan told me Tony Bennett has been a real supporter and really helped a great deal. Tony now, Celtics consultant, joining Dan Stevens.
Cam Boozer trying to answer. Big fight for the rebound and a whistle on the baseline with 7:45 to go.
OB, we have watched a lot of Cameron Boozer. Right now, he is exhausted, and he's having to battle with a task he hasn't seen in the college game.
Perform magical things in the ACC tournament and on into the championship game. How about this name? Ugana Onyenso, the 7-foot senior from Nigeria. 20 blocks in this tournament. Previous record, he is blown away by Tim Duncan.
And that was the man that was coaching Tim Duncan in 1995. When he had those 14 blocks, it was also coaching the young man who put on the greatest performance ever in the history of the ACC tournament. My brother, Dickie B, I believe you were there on the call for Randolph Childress's run.
He was unbelievable. Terrific guard, superstar. No doubt about it. Dave Odom did a great job with that Wake Forest program.
And a fumble here by Caden Boozer.
Bad pass by his brother.
Yeah, threw it at his knees.
Threw it at his knees, man. Come on, you better than that,
He can get away with that if he threw it to his other brother, Kamani, the baseball player. He can go put his glove in the dirt and make sure he brings that one up.
I want to turn the ball over now. This is getting down to crunch time.
All at the point. All trying to make a move by Boozer. Keeps on trucking and cleared him out.
Yeah, they're going to get Hall. He put that chicken wing out on Boozer trying to get past.
Now look at Ryan Odom a moment ago. Inside his huddle, he said, we're paying them too much respect. Don't do that.
That's the first thing that has to happen to beat Duke. Obi, I played against Duke 5 times in my college career. The first 2 times I played against them, it was 2 of those #1 teams when you consider the team that won the national championship in 1992. After that, it wasn't the same team. Even though they had Bobby Hurley, they had Grant Hill. You don't go into those games thinking, oh my goodness, I'm playing against Duke. You're playing another competitor. Virginia has to recognize that. I think they have throughout this game. And now that's the reason why they have this a tie game late.
I think it's a real great way for them to get ready for March Madness. The best tournament out there, the drama of a one-time win or lose, man, they go home.
And too strong. Onyenso with the rebound. Tell you what, he's been incredibly disrespectful to Duke in all the best ways.
He's so agile, too. He's very agile. He runs well.
At a magical night, Mallory is going to be fouled by Boozer. Dan Boozer with the personal. And that will be his first. We have a special ESPN NBA matchup. That's coming up tonight. Kings squaring off against the Clippers. That is next. And like everything else, you can also watch it on the ESPN app.
What's going on with the Sacramento Kings? I look at their lineup. They got some players that they can't win. They can't beat anybody, Corey.
Well, I can tell you right now, Coach, oftentimes it's not by design to win. I'll just leave it at that at the NBA level, especially when you've got Cameron Boozer, A.J. DeBonta, Darren Peterson, and Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, all the quality freshmen in this class that will be in that lottery. It's not always advantageous to win games at the NBA level.
You're right about that. That really troubles me, to tell you the truth. That really bothers me.
Virginia by 2.
They're making Cameron right now is playing the point guard slot. Said they're going to go inside. They're going to play the point guard slot.
This is the only way you keep Onyenso out of the paint. And so you have to have him making plays.
From the corner, it won't go to Shaw. Second effort.
What a terrific play. That was unbelievable. That was as tenacious as you can see. With the big idea of blocking shot. Wow. That was magical. That was incredible. That's why he's the player of the year.
8 points for him.
Wow, watch this play here. Look at that offensive rebound. The head fake. He gets it off. No block there, baby. No block there is his cry. Oh, he's pumped up after that one because it's been a long night for him.
Looking for the three-point play and the lead. Does have 7 assists, as you pointed out.
Had no points. Had 0 points at the half.
Yeah, the big fella on the bench for now for Virginia.
That was one incredible play, Corey.
Thomas. Mallory got the pass there, but that one's thrown out of play. So Virginia with the turnover for the 10th time tonight.
Turnovers really hurt at this point of the game. They really hurt. Your buddy's in the crowd right tonight. Wally Walker, man. He was a great player in Virginia.
50-year anniversary of Virginia's first ever ACC tournament championship. Wonderful Wally, the most valuable player here to witness.
Oh, he's on the edge of his seat like everybody else. Boozer wriggling inside. Tip, no. And another whistle at 5:59 to play.
Boozer wants to attack now, especially with Oniuso out of the game. There's Wally.
There's wonderful Wally. This is the first time he's been to an ACC tournament final since he walked away with the most valuable player award. Beside him, of course, another UVA alum, Marvin Bush.
Marvin Bush?
Yes.
Son of former President Bush.
Yes.
Lewis, by the way, just picked up his third foul. Cam Boozer, 78% at the line, since number 1. Oniuso trying to stay loose as he hits the bike.
That's just a seat right now, Obi. He's not even moving his feet. The pedals aren't even moving.
And number 2 for the ACC player of the year makes the pair.
He got double figures. He had no points at the half. Or 2.
Goes up to 11.
Similar to what he did in the Invitational. And my name here in game 1, he had 0 points up to halftime. Then got 15 against Texas.
Lewis having a good night, 17 points. Thomas around the back. Finds a lane, scoops it in. Man, and a foul as well. What a tough shot.
What a great shot. Angle on that drive. And then he protected the ball so well, Corey.
He really did. And also used the rim as a shield so the shot blockers can't get to it. Malik Thomas, extremely strong, is able to dish out the punishment on the way to the rim and still the concentration to finish through contact.
Got deep, beat everybody. A 3-point play.
You know, Thomas was one of the top scorers in the country last year at San Francisco. He averaged like 20 a game, 19.9. But I was a math teacher in elementary school. 19.9, you got to round that off. And you go from 5, you go to the next point.
I love that tip, thank you. So tied at 63. Oniuso back in. Boozer staying outside. He can't bury it. And now Virginia with a chance to retake the lead. This game has been tied 11 times. ACC championship, and it's turned into a dandy.
What I like, Corey, you've seen it more than I have. They really love driving that basketball.
They like to drive and kick.
Valerie short, and Menu with the rebound.
Menu's got a lot of toughness about him. You can see he's got toughness.
John Shire taking a timeout. Caden Boozer, by the way, without a point in the second half after 14 in the first half. We're tied at 63. At 1 o'clock Eastern, and then one of the final automatic tourney tickets to be punched. The winner of the American Championship game. 11 automatic bids handed out today. Meanwhile, all ACC first-teamer Tess DeRitter kind of missing in action so far, Corey, tonight. 16 points a game, only 4 so far.
But he's so fortunate to have his friends to help him out. Tess DeRitter only 4 points, but Malik Thomas stepping up with 14. Sam Lewis with 17. 8 of the 9 Virginia players that have played have scored. And Obi, this is a team that has had 7 different leading scorers throughout this season. They have depth to be able to win a championship tonight.
Hey, when Boozer wins the Player of the Year this year, he'll be the 5th freshman to win it. The others, Cooper Flagg, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, and Kevin Durant. Pretty good names up there.
Evans with a triple. Coming out of the timeout and puts Duke up.
John Shire has been fantastic with his ATOs. His after timeout plays, he has been spectacular all season long, not just this weekend.
Isaiah, baby, with the big trifecta. He's had a real good year this year. Middle of ACC 13. I thought he'd be higher than that. 17.
Thomas, the shot clock to 5. Banging with Harris to the paint. Off the fake. And hits it.
Tell you what, he won that one-on-one battle, and there was nothing more Harris could do. He played him head-to-head. He didn't let him beat him. He shot over him. You know what? You got to just give credit right there. He's certainly an offensive player.
Under 4 minutes to go in the ACC championship game. It's been exactly what you wanted between the 1 and 2.
Harris played here in real crunch time.
Boozer.
Oh, he should have went up.
Undaunted.
He hesitated. He should have went up. He had a wide open shot.
That's the thought process, and when you're playing against an elite shot blocker. On the issue, he's blocked so many of Boozer's shots throughout this game. He's got him thinking about not going up quickly but making sure he pumped it.
He's just turning in. He has 8 blocks tonight. He has set the ACC tournament record. Here's DeRitter, but he gets bottled up. Swings it back out for Lewis, who's been a hot hand. Sam Lewis around the back. Steps back, a 2-pointer. Can't hit that. A fight for the rebound, a whistle with 3:10 to go. And it's Duke leading at 66-65. Down the stretch we come in Charlotte. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Chairman Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. Do it, buddy. Do it.
I'm glad that nickname didn't stick. I really am.
They used to call me Disco Dick. Look at Chairman Jimmy.
Whoa!
The great Jim Boeheim. 66-65. Duke up by 1. Just a little more than 3 minutes to go. Virginia has blocked 11 shots. Only hit so with 8-6 of those since halftime alone. But it's Duke by 1. Feels like we're coming down to the last possession here to decide the championship.
Now I'm thinking about if Boozer wins the Player of the Year, he follows Flag. That's 2 diaper dandies back-to-back. Last time that happened in terms of 2 guys winning it back-to-back in the same team were Mr. Battier and Mr. Williams. I remember Battier and Williams won the Player of the Years back-to-back.
DeRitter with a miss. He was fouled by Harris right before the break.
I got to give Jay Williams some PR because I promised he's going to give me some PR. He said, yeah, I'll take care of you, Jay. Don't worry. No, he didn't say it.
But say like he needs it a tie game here for the 12th time. 66-66.
Here we go. 3 minutes to go, baby. Shot selection really important now, Curry. The right guys have to shoot the basketball. They can't turn the ball over. You want to win the game.
Evans fires. In and out.
Oh, look at the offensive rebound.
Boozer with the follow. Kate Boozer.
Sneak in there.
There's 16.
Nearly similar to the offensive putback that he got against Florida State. They end up being the game-winning points, but plays very well off the basketball, crashing the boards when the shot goes up.
That's the first basket for Kate in the second half. At 14 at halftime.
Lewis. Shot clock to 5. Now down to 3. Now down to 2. Paul passes it away, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
What a defensive effort right there. Great Duke defense. Their defense was so effective right there. That's why they're number 1 in Ken Palm defensively and number 4 in offense. There's only 3 teams, Curry, that can claim being in the top 10 in those 2 categories.
Got a timeout. 2:18 to go. Duke leading by 2. Back in 30. Get back-to-back ACC titles. By the way, no ACC school has ever won a conference football and both the women's and men's basketball tournaments in the same academic year. But Duke can do that.
Wow, unbelievable. No wonder my granddaughter's so excited, Ava. She's at Duke, plays tennis, and she tells me all the time all about their football team, all their various, the women's basketball. They got a great women's coach there, too, at Duke.
Yeah, she was a pretty good player as well.
Yeah, Kara Lawson.
Tennessee, Kara Lawson.
So Duke to put it in.
There's a couple spots on the floor that players have pointed out. Right now, you got a slippery spot. You know, everyone has reached out to. The officials were looking at a spot earlier closer to half court. So Especially at this time of game, you want to make sure you've got the correct playing surface. The Big 12 found out a little bit about that earlier this week, OB.
That floor that they used, Jesus, what was that?
It was an LED screen. It's like having a 123rd television in your house.
Corey, let me ask you this. You get any kind of unbelievable emotional feeling looking at that uniform you wore for 4 years?
It's hard to be objective over here watching your alma mater and just being so proud of these young players, the way that they have performed throughout this game.
That's being very honest. I really respect that.
I think you're doing a great job of it, though, as we approach 2 minutes to go. Dan Boozer.
Oh, Evans got fouled. They missed that, baby. They grabbed him as he was going across the lane. Oh, look, he got it there. He got smacked right there. It's a second time. Could have had it earlier. Could have had it earlier, but they got it that time.
So what Duke is doing right now, they're using Boozer as the ball handler. They're running screens at him to see if they can get Oniyensu caught up on the wrong way defensively. Oftentimes you're able to break Isaiah Evans off, who's normally the screener, and get him a look from three. And now DeRidder fouling Evans, sending him to the free throw line, where John Shire has told us he feels like he's automatic.
87%.
Plus, they get the big guy, Oniyensu, away from the basket. And it helps. But we saw the danger of that when Caden went in for the offensive rebound. He wasn't there.
Everybody tense, everybody anxious in the building. Evans making number one.
Nobody more tense than a guy named Mr. Shire and Mr. Odin. Those two guys, your stomach is churning, man. The Maalox you need the Pepto-Bismol.
Evans for his second, third team All-ACC. With 1:59 to play in the ACC title match. Made the pair.
Two-possession game now. Two possessions up.
Duke Blue Devils slapped on the floor.
Ryan Odom did not like what he saw of this team offensively. Immediately signals for the timeout, understanding how important of a possession this is for his team with 1:51 remaining.
A big possession. Well, we got a real big possession here, and Ryan Odom realized that, call that timeout, because he wants to make sure they get the right shot right here.
Virginia now down to one timeout, though, so when you come out of this timeout, we talked about how great John Shire has done throughout the entire season, especially in the ACC tournament with his after timeout plays. Ryan Odom now with an opportunity on a crucial possession to try to get a bucket, but DeRidder has struggled. Do you go to the guy who's carried you all season long, or do you go to the hot hand of Lewis and Thomas, who have been spectacular offensively here this evening?
DeRidder with only 5 points, 1 for 6.
I'll tell you one thing, let certainly Lewis and Thomas drive the basketball, but if they get help, you got to get the ball to DeRidder.
Inbounded for DeRidder. Strong with the pass, it won't go, but a good follow there by Oniyensu.
Well, that was the agility of, he missed the shot, but the agility to go and get that ball and convert. Big basket, a big basket.
Boozer to take his time to walk it across. 70-68.
He's a point guard right here.
The ACC Player of the Year.
He's got 7 assists.
Done that exceptionally well. Taking his time here. 7 to get off a shot. Driving against Lewis. Back out for Hemenia, but a foul before the shot. With 1:15 to go. A lot of contact in the lane there. They'll get Lewis for his 4th.
Free throw shooting becomes big, as we all know. We talk about it down the stretch. You got to convert on that line when your game's like this. But it's crunch time, winning time.
He's got 2 shots. And 78%.
He had 1 basket, 2 points at halftime.
And his first one on the way. Shorts. There's 11 points in the game.
Gotta make these free throws. What a job this guy's done, Shire. Replacing a legend. He trained him so well.
Boozer's second. In and out, he missed the pair.
Oh, that's two big misses right there, Corey.
So Virginia, they have one timeout remaining. With a chance to tie or take the lead. The turnaround, that won't go. Off the mark by Thomas.
And this is where the challenge becomes important. John Shire going to go look at his back bench to see, does he want to challenge this? Nicholas Amenia went and was twirling the finger, the universal sign, to see if he wants to challenge.
We got a long time and deciding not to challenge. 1 minute to go.
Afraid of losing a timeout.
The handoff for Thomas.
He's a driver. He's a driver.
Going around the back, hit the deck and a whistle.
Thomas very fortunate, OB. That's a way to split the screen. But down 2 with 51 seconds remaining in the ACC Tournament Championship, I don't know that it's the time. Very fortunate that he got that call as his feet get caught up.
Certainly was a big ball right there. But the bottom line is, I thought there was contact. I really have no problem going to the line.
Boozer with his third foul. He is 5 for 5. Thomas is at the line tonight. 75%.
Those two missed by Cameron Boozer and Dick.
1 and 1. No!
These guys are missing free throws in crunch time.
45 seconds to play. Duke by 2 and the ball.
See, Boozer brings out the big guy on the USO. Clock running down.
12 to shoot. Emenya, 7 to shoot. And Duke will take a timeout. That was with 6 on the shot clock. And 27 seconds to play.
John Shire had a call. You saw both Cameron and Caden Boozer tap the elbow. They had a call for it. However, they took too long to get into their action. So now with 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock, John Shire burning the timeout to make sure they get a quality look right now. A 2-point game. Still, even though they were able to burn some time off the clock, a very important offensive possession.
You got to bring the ball to Cameron. You got to bring the ball to Cameron.
We go back to the quarterfinals. Boozer had his shot blocked in the final seconds against Florida State. McCray had a chance to win it. He decides to shoot a 3 at the buzzer. It does not go. And Duke survived by 1 point.
They could not handle McCray on the drive to the goal the entire game. I really thought if he had that play over again, he's going to attack. He's going to attack.
And when you're thinking about what will Duke do in this possession, will they attack the basket, understanding that Onyensu will be on the floor. And it is ACC tournament record 20-plus block shots in this tournament. Now you think about how do you keep him away from the basket, especially if you're going off the bounce to the rim.
Well, you bring out certainly Boozer at the top. And you try to open up that lane because he's going to come out with Boozer.
Only 6 seconds on the shot clock, Dickie B. You don't have a lot of time.
No, you don't. You're right about that.
Who gets the shot?
You go Boozer. I'm sorry, Cameron Boozer. You go with your best player, the guy who's brought you this far, the National Player of the Year. He's the one that you want to design. And he doesn't necessarily have to take a shot, but he has to make the play.
Evans will be assigned to put it in play.
Keep an eye on the offensive rebound. The offensive rebound is always really big in a lot of these situations.
Both of the Boozers, Sarr, Emenya, and Evans on the floor for Duke. 6 seconds to shoot. And leading by 2 here in the ACC Championship against Virginia. So Evans to inbound. Looking, bounces for Cam Boozer. Boozer on the attack on Onyensu. Left it short. Off the fake. He did get ironed. So the shot clock resets to 20.
Has the foul.
Not doing it yet. Not doing it yet. Evans has it poked away. There is a foul. And they found their best foul shooter.
But, Obi, you get a reset. It's only 2.5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. When you bring it out on the offensive rebound, you don't get it. You can't waste precious time and not foul it. Boozer attacks the basket. Onyensu once again alters the shot, but Boozer smartly doesn't go back up with the shot. He kicks it out. They get it into the hands of the second best free throw shooter in the ACC, Isaiah Evans. But Virginia lost about 5 seconds on that possession by not fouling immediately.
They should have fouled earlier.
But to your point, a really cagey play by Boozer to kick that out and not challenge him again. And running, big time seconds off the clock. Absolutely.
That's when you don't let your pride get in the way. For someone who's blocked your shot so many times, you want to get back at them, but you don't let your pride get in the way. You make the right play for your team to win a game.
You gotta know score, and you gotta go to time. And Boozer knew that. Either score or up 2, get the ball out.
So 2 shots here.
With the cerebral with your head.
2 shots for Evans, 87% at the line. He's the best on the floor. And as Corey mentioned, one of the best in the ACC. 12.3 seconds to go. And he sinks number 1.
He makes this, it's academic. He makes this, it's going to be academic.
Isaiah Evans trying to make it a 4-point lead. He has 19, exactly as he had in their first meeting at Cameron Indoor. And the sophomore from Fayetteville, North Carolina, makes the pair in the clutch.
Big time conversion.
Ritter gets it in. Thomas to hustle it up. Thomas to let him all the way through. He'll lay it in with 5.8 seconds, 72-70. Not over yet.
Thomas, really, what a great drive to the goal.
Amenya has to get it in. In for Boozer. And they finally foul him at 3.9.
Well, I'll tell you why I like the way he's running to the free throw line. He missed 2 in a row. What's the chance of him going for the ad trick of missing his 3rd? I don't think too good.
Ritter with the personal to put Cam Boozer at the line to shoot 2. He's 4 for 7 tonight. And again, looking to put Duke up by 4. Sitting on only 11 points after 24 and 23 in the first 2 games here in the ACC tournament, but he drops down number 1.
So now here's where the strategy comes into play. If he makes it, you don't foul. But if he misses this free throw, do you foul and not give Virginia an opportunity for a 3?
I do. If I'm coaching, I do. With less than 5 seconds, I would do it.
It's a moot point.
Made them both. 74-70.
These are where those precious seconds that Virginia wasted
5 seconds
and not fouling come into play.
Yep.
Tillis with a baseball pass picked off by Caden Boozer. That will seal it. And the Duke Blue Devils are kings of the ACC again. They win it 74-70 over Virginia.
Unbelievable game. The winner of all the basketball fans watching this. Just a great night.
Consecutive ACC tournament, regular season, and tournament titles for the Duke Blue Devils, their 32nd win of the year, as they knock off Virginia, and of course will maintain the overall #1 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. They did this down 2 starters, 2 huge guys, and they knock off the #2 seed.
And now we got confetti on Dickie V's. What's this, the DBI? The DBI?
My Vital ball don't index and get all confetti. Let me say this, guys. College basketball this year has been unbelievable. Games, unreal. And you got to attribute that to certainly the fact that players, many great players, stayed in school because of the NIL.
Let's go to Molly with Caden Boozer.
Caden, you had the steal to ice the game. How was your team able to pull this one off in the final moments?
I mean, toughness. I feel like this whole year we've had to deal with adversity. Obviously, we have 2 people down with Caleb and Pat, but it doesn't matter. We've done this adversity this whole year, so we were prepared for this moment, and I just happened to get the steal at the end.
How would you describe the pace and the physicality that we saw in this back and forth game?
Yeah, I mean, super physical. You know, you got to give Virginia credit. They're one of the best teams in the country for a reason. They're physical. They block our shots. And they play really fast. So credits to them, and I feel like we handled their pace pretty well.
You took over in the first half. How were you able to find so much success?
I just think staying confident. Thank you. Just staying confident. Obviously, my role's expanded since Caleb's been gone, but just still trying to be that leader for us and run my team.
You mentioned the absence of Caleb Foster and Patrick Gungba. How much is that motivating you guys, and how have you seen your team respond to that adversity here?
Yeah, I mean, it motivates us a lot. I feel like people are still counting us out because we lost those two, but we're making a statement every game, and we're proving that we're still the best team in the country.
What can this team accomplish in the NCAA tournament?
Everything.
Let me see you put this on.
Caden Boozer, and that is a pretty good fit. ACC tournament champs again as they repeat. Dickie B, heck of an effort.
Well, Caden really grew up playing so many minutes, getting all that experience, especially going now into the NCAA tournament where really that is the goal. They want to have this kind of setting after that game, the final game, if they can get this. Carlos Boozer out there hugging his kids.
You know, Corey, I think a lot of people thought they were vulnerable with two starters down. They answered that. There were a lot of people who thought, hey, maybe this tournament, looking ahead to the NCAA, maybe this tournament wasn't that big a deal for Duke. They answered both of those questions emphatically.
And they did it, Obi, with others showing up and helping out. The streak of 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists a game, every game came to an end for Cameron Boozer, but his teammates absolutely stepped it up. His brother played all 40 minutes.
Well, a look back on what has been a great week here in Charlotte at the ACC tournament. Spectacular play, a lot of close games. The final was fitting. It was terrific. Onyesu, that is a name you're going to remember coming out of Charlotte. He certainly made a big name for himself, but it's Duke again as the champs. For our producer, Tim Belton, our director, Mike Griffin, and our entire crew here doing marvelous work all week long. I'm Dave O'Brien for Dickie B and Corey Alexander. We really appreciate you watching all week long. A marvelous championship. Duke repeats on their way as the #1 overall seed to the NCAA tournament. From Charlotte, good evening, everybody.